Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, we'll understand some important topic here. Okay, so before starting with that, firstly, I'll tell you why, what's the topic is all about and what it's related to. Okay, you can see we have created one screen which is called home screen here, right? We have one screen which is called home screen. Now same we are implementing our other screens as well, like setting screens, dashboard screen, create what should I say, yeah, create habit screen, right? We have many different screens and each screen has its own block file. Each screen has its own controller states, right? Like we used to define all the classes again and again with the same syntax, right? Only the naming convention will be different, right? I know that there are different variables, there are different functions, but the main core, if I'll tell you, like firstly if I want to define one qubit class with with its UI class, controller class, and state class, we know that we have three files mainly, and four and two files extra which will be auto generated, right? So rather than creating again and again and again with one file, we'll understand one new plugin or one new concept that will help us to rather than creating again and again rather than creating again and again files, it will generate the required file automatically. We'll provide some syntax and will provide some default things, and it will create us new files or new folders automatically. We don't need to create it again and again. Okay, so its name is Meshon. Okay, Meshon is basically help us to create files again and again. It is something like a template generator which helps teams generate files quickly and consistently. Like we used to define one brick. Brick is basically a template. Okay, brick is basically a template which we will define one brick name as screen. Okay, and that brick will define, like we have three to four files. One is our UI file, one is our class file, one is this. Okay, so it will create it automatically. Okay, so now uh, let we understand how we can implement it. Okay, so let's see the example. Just a second guys, let me just open the repository here. And say here, a collection of packages that enable the to create and consume reusable templates. Basic things we need to understand is that we need to create a different project. Okay, we need to create one more flutter project which where we define all our all our required things. Okay, like we define our template and other thing. Okay, in there where we change anything, or we can do one thing here also, let me try to see, we can try to implement in this project as well. Like we used to, like if we want to again and again use it something like template, we used to define in a different project. Okay, but as of now we are learning, we are going with this project, so we will understand how we can implement this plugin in this project itself. Okay, so firstly let me just try to uh, let me firstly try to install it. Okay, so we need to write this command, or we can just add this one, terminal. Let me just terminate this project and yeah, clear. So we have added our Meshon plugin here. Okay, now next thing, we will be having a we have to implement it globally. We need to implement one more plugin also, which is mentioned in documentation. So we have added two plugins here. Now we have to just write a command as mentioned in our documentation. So we have implemented that plugin. Now we will just do one thing. We will write mesh on init. So it has created one mashon.yaml file. This one. See, here we will define our brick. Okay. Got it here. Let me just remove it here, and this one also. Save and clear mashon get. Yep, it is clear the console. Now we will write mashon new screen. Now it has defined here one brick, I suppose. Mesh on new screen, and yep, it has defined all the screen here. Now follow the syntax here. Okay, I'll create a folder, suppose this, and here I'll create a new file dot. Okay, here I'll create now new folder called block. Here I'll create new folder called UI. Now here I'll create, firstly let me just define here. I'll write a stateless class, which is put it as this one. Okay, so if I'll just rename it as tech. Okay, great, then working perfectly fine. Okay, so we will have a remove this one. As of now I'll put it this, and then in UI we have new file is called, let me just put, copy the name, copy new file, body dot mistake. I think okay, let me just copy and paste. Okay, and we have page page. Okay, here I'll define body sorry body. Okay, and then we can use this one, copy. Okay, firstly we will create a block file, then we will handle it. Okay, so we have UI class. Now in block we will define new file. Let me just copy the, see, syntax you can check on the internet as well. You will find that I'll provide some sample link for documentation. Okay, so new file. uh Let me check which syntax we are following as of now. Block we have. Okay, so we will have this one as block dot. Then we have state file, state dot. Okay, here we will have part of, and then we will have a, let me just copy the name, copy dot dot. Okay, and same we will defining as copy paste it. Okay, here we will defining our variable names. So let me just copy and define here as our feast class, which this time. Okay, state. Okay, and then we have enum as well. E okay, then we have initial loading error success. Okay, and we will be having as here default copy paste shall be state. And we will not be having any JSON here. We will be yeah, we have JSON, and then we have factory copy not initial. Not wrong, it will be look like this. Dot initial. Hmm. And also we will be having as abstract. Okay, uh cut, and then we will paste it here. Block, block. Okay, now we will be having as class block spends hydrated qubit. Okay, hydrated hydrated qubit. Uh, copy and paste. Copy and paste. Okay, and then we have copy paste. Copy super, and then we have copy dot initial. Okay, and then we have some JSON methods. Let me just take the help from our block. Copy and paste. Now here I'll write here copy paste paste. Okay, paste. Mm, okay. Pascal case is everything. Yeah, I think everything is on track if I'm not wrong. Okay, we have created our block class. We have created our state class. Now we have created. Let me just remove it. Put it as scaffold. Okay. Now we will be having our main file here. Here I'll write as block provider. Then we have this one copy block copy. Then we have okay. It is not showing as of now. And then we have child. Let me try to copy our block as well. Copy and paste. Okay. Then we have child as copy body format document and okay, it's a mistake, so that's why I guess it is not formatting it. Rename dot mistake. Rename dot mistake. We don't need mistake, I guess, and we don't need mistake here as well. Mustache. Yep. So try to let's try to use it. Okay, let's try to use it. Now we have written everything. Now we have to, I guess, define it. Let me go to my meshon.yaml. Uh, Here I'll write screen path. Okay, bricks. Uh, okay, I haven't defined here. So I'll write as bricks here. Name. Move to bricks.yaml. Okay, new screen. Okay, like same thing as here. And okay, Everything looks perfect, if I'm not wrong. We don't need to do this much. We don't need to do this much. Don't need to do this much. Okay. Same thing here as well. Okay. And let me check with my UI class as well. Okay, it's already working. Okay, and also we have to import the file here. Import. Uh, okay, it is not showing as of now. Import. Let me just change it to back to dot so I can just import it. Okay, import. Sorry, import. Okay, here I'll just again with dot mistake. Okay, I guess everything looks fine. Now if I'll just try to write mesh on get, yeah, it got the bricks. Now here we have to define one more thing here. Yeah, this one. So here I have to write now what is the last name. Okay, so let me try to get mesh on make new screen. One second. We are left with one thing. Okay, let me try. Okay, I'm not wrong. It should make Nashon make new screen. Okay, and I'll write here something like add new, or I'll write here as dashboard. Okay, it is created, but uh, where does it created? Dashboard folder. Where goes our? Okay, move to trash. Mesh on make. Now here we can define output directory lib screens. And I suppose I'll create here dashboard. Hmm. I guess now it works. Yeah, dashboard log and everything. Okay, now we should rename to avoid that mistake thing. Rename and block file, then we can remove that dot mistake. Okay, now if I'll just delete it and try to generate the file, clear and then dashboard. Now I think it works perfect. Okay, let me try to format and yep. Okay, I haven't defined it yet. Okay, look, wait. Let me just fix these mistakes I have done here. Uh, we have already defined our hydrated block. Copy, it doesn't have any issue. It is having one issue here. Should I say block, and then we have not this one, sorry. Copy and then just paste it. Okay. So and then we can let me just remove it, and then we can just import it here like this. Copy, and I'll paste it here. We just need to just copy it, paste it like this. Okay. Next thing we have to fix is, okay, we have to just copy it and paste it. Okay. Okay, same thing we have to fix here as well. Here we are left with one thing also, static root, dynamic root, and then we have material, page root, builder, then we will define our dashboard page, copy, and let me just paste it here, and here I'll write copy page. Okay. Now we are fixed with this one. Now we will go to our, now we will compare our block file. Okay. So here firstly I'll go to my block file and see what's the issue here. Okay, let me just fix with this one, state one first. Now here we have, huh? Okay, open that state file here now. Just and remove that mistake also. Yeah. So I have changed this one. Then we have, okay, freeze annotation. Okay, cut. Ah, there is one issue. We have to define this one, and then we have to write here. Okay, I have already defined it, so no need. Okay, I think there is some issue with our block file now. Now here we have some issues. We don't have to. Okay, so we removed here. Same as this one, this one, this one. Okay, yeah. Now it should work perfectly, I suppose. Let me just delete and regenerate it. Okay, now if I'll just go to my dashboard, it's working perfect. It's working perfect. It is also working perfect. There is no issue. Great. I haven't defined this. Did I forgot to define here also? Yep. If I define here, it should be able to run. Yep. So all the errors are just cleared here. Perfect. Then let me just again remove and then try to generate. Okay. Removed. I'll clear. I'll write this one. I'll write dashboard. And if I'll just run it, everything looks perfect. Now we can define our classes and everything. So we understood how we can define our Meson structure, right? We can define our bricks folder, bricks YAML file where we define our variables, right? Here we can define variables which user prompted here like this. What is the class name? Same as thing. We can define more variables name if we need to. Okay, and we got the things, and here we have a meson.yaml file. Yeah, which where we define our bricks file and path. Okay, now if I'm not wrong, let me run it. If there should not be, I'm not sure if it shows it will run or not. It's not showing any error and works perfectly. Great. Then in the next class, we'll move to our dashboard screen and define our all the UIs and move to the next phase of our application, right? So we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.